Greetings, awesomes. How are you doing? Sorry, this is so late. Let me scan down here. You can see I'm in the process of trying to move, and there's been some confusion about the apartment that I'm supposed to move to, and so I've been like, do I move? Do I not move? Box up stuff, and so yesterday was kind of crazy because at the last second I thought I was going to move over to an apartment, and then I realized I can't do that. So blah, blah, blah. You don't want to hear about that. But anyway, so I'm sorry this is tardy. Appreciate your patience. So during my intermittent times yesterday, instead of recording this video, I've been spending a lot of time watching your screencast, and you guys did a wonderful job really reflecting on your revisions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, recording the videos, posting them. By and large, did an amazing job. And I'm still going through those. Yes, I'm going to watch every single one. And I will comment and provide some further just feedback. More than anything, just telling you how awesome it is. You guys did a really, really good job with that, with the screencast. It's the first time you're using it. So some of us still have some bugs to kind of work out. And it's anytime we use a new software, but it's recall that part of our learning, one of our learning outcomes is using technology and media. So mastering screencast is one. We're going to use it at least 2 more times. If you are still having some issues, you feel free to reach out to me, but I will say this, that if you go to the screencast-o-matic.com website and click on the support tab up in the upper right column there, I think it's at the upper right of the screen or somewhere. But anyway, hit the support there. They've got so much information that it can help you troubleshoot a lot of those things. And then they've got a contact thing. So you can, I'm not sure if they do live chat or not, but help you get some of those perhaps little bugs or maybe some of the kinks worked out or whatever. So, but that's the fun part of it. Excellent job. I'll be back. I'm going to talk more about that more specifically, but I didn't want to mention it. Also, to mention real quickly for this week here, I've made comments back on. I read all Sunday night and Monday morning. I did read all the WikiHow topics. I left you feedback. I know those of you who have left feedback for are also leaving me feedback. So I will be getting back to those later today. But if you're sure that your topic, the bottom line is this: as long as you're sure that your topic is not going to be one of those topics that might be just like on the fence. So make sure you really pay attention to what else is there, because the WikiHow community has a tendency to be a little picky about those kind of things. So just be aware of that, and especially when it comes to the photos and things like that you use within the WikiHow community. There will be another WikiHow video coming out very shortly. So. All right, so let's look at this week real quick, shall we? I put Project 2A on here. I know you read Project 2A last week, but just as a reminder, you should read that again, be very, very familiar with kind of what the minimum requirements are. That you need to have a set of instructions that needs to be on the WikiHow community. In the WikiHow community, it needs to be formatted properly in the WikiHow, like we learned in the articles, and I'm going to go over some of that with you, as well as making sure that your photos are not, you're not committing copyright infringement, because if you do post a photo, if you go to Google and just click on an image and download it and post up there, it'll get snagged really, really quickly. And so you don't want that to happen to your WikiHow instructions, because having a photo, using a graphic or some sort of image for each step is a part of the assignment. So remind yourself of that. And then we're going to start talking about, we'll physically be doing Project 2B next week, but we want to think about that. And then the 2 chapters from Markel, the understanding ethical and legal obligations, that really helps us think about when we're posting in the community, when we're posting out on a particular social media platform or some other way that we're participating in something that's out there in the public, for us to think about the ethical and the legal obligations, especially in this one with WikiHow. We're kind of like number one, are we plagiarizing in some way by taking somebody else's set of instructions or using their words? That's number one. Number 2, are we copyright infringing or plagiarizing, if you will, graphics, images, photos, pics, whatever. Okay, so we're going to think about those things. And then writing for your readers is an extension of last week when we read about writing instructions in general, and that is thinking really seriously about our audience. Because I know we have a tendency, if it's out there on social media, if it's out there in the world, our audience is everyone. Well, anyone with access, right, and knows that website address and searches that may potentially read it. But we still have to try to think about exactly who is the typical person that's going to read and search for your set of instructions. And so how are you going to connect with that person? All right. Audience. And I'm going to probably say that so many times you'll probably get sick of it, but I hope it sinks in. And then usability.gov, I'll go over usability.gov a little bit later on in the week. That's more related to what we're going to do next week, because it's a huge website and there's a ton of things on there, and you don't have to read all of it. I'll point out some very specific items for you. If you've already kind of perused through there, you kind of get the idea. It's like there's just so much, and so I'll highlight the things that we need for next week and that will help you down the road. All right, so the big thing is by this week, we want to post our WikiHow instructions draft by Friday. And then, as we've done peer review in the past, you guys will be able to and then leave feedback. Now, we should be able to do this since we're not posting, since we're just posting the link. I hope to be able to do that on our WordPress site right here. I like to use this WordPress site as much as possible. And until I get to the point where I can afford their business plan of, however much it is a year, then I still have to kind of flip back and forth for certain things. But if we're posting links to the WikiHow, we should be fine. I'm unable to post. You guys are unable to post like your peer review stuff. And also just keep in mind from this website, I know a lot of you, you should always take precautions anywhere or anyway. I'm not saying that this isn't a hackable site, but I just want you to remind you that it is supposed to be a private site, and only the people that I invite are able to view and check out the site. I'm not sure how. I've tried to test it and had several of my friends try to log into it, and at least the usability tests that I've done on this end are telling me that it is still remains private. So I hope that is some solace to you. So anyway, what do you think about Project 2A? Reread those and make sure that you've got your topic, and then I will be back with you very shortly. I'll go over a few examples of the WikiHow assignment, so that you can start working on putting those together, and show you some more links about things that might help you put this together this week. So very not a difficult assignment, but it can be challenging because you're working in a new community, and there's a few things to make sure that you pay attention to those articles, especially from last week. They're going to be wonderful reference points for you for this week. So keep those things in mind as we move forward. And as always, if there's anything I can do, you just let me know. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to continue to watch your videos, and I'll be back to you talking more about your screencast. Wonderful job, though, guys. Awesome.